your services in Germany and France and Italy. I was speaking to a guy earlier on who did that, on the principle that there shall be no legal discrimination against you, the service you provide, the people you employ, and if you're in goods, the product you sell. That will no longer apply if you're in Canada. So, during this period, it's really critical you get to start to know what you're talking about. Because if you're in any of these sectors and more, you're on a blank piece of paper. You're on a blank piece of paper, and you have to make sure that the rules that are negotiated during this period are in your favor. Now, the withdrawal agreement may be 40 pages long. The ratification agreement will be a statute in Parliament. But the only thing that will be coming out of Parliament during this period of time to affect you in these sectors is perhaps a 4-page document, an aspiration about what we want to happen here. So that is the moment of critical importance for your business. So right, the problem is Brexit planning is the antithesis of business planning. Brexit planning is a minute-to-minute, day-to-day, what can we get away with process. But you have to be much more, let me say, mature than that in the way you're planning for the next stage. So what I want to take you through quickly are 5 areas. The route to market, staff, the regulations, and the licenses and qualifications that will affect your sale of goods or sale of services. These will be in play as of next March. And this is where you will have to start being very careful about what's being negotiated on your behalf. So when you look at the route to market, you've got to ask yourself 3 questions. Where are my clients? Where do I import from? And where am I in the supply chain, as I said a little earlier on? Because the last thing you want is frictional trade. And so the questions about where you are in the whole business sphere is critical. Staff. Are you employing EU nationals? Will there be visa requirements? What about training UK staff to take over roles which are potentially being vacated or not filled? We all know the stories in the NHS and the care sector, but if you're in the hospitality sector, staff is already critical. Regulations. Now, this is the first deal ever that the EU has negotiated where the other party in the trade association does not want to converge with EU rules, but wants to actually diverge from them. That is very, very critical. For example, we're all very, very clued in with the general data protection regulations which are coming in at the end of this month. There has to be a UK law putting that into effect. That UK law has to reflect the EU directive. But that British law could be amended subsequently. It could be enforced in a different way. And the moment that happens, the EU could say, you are diverging by accident or design, and therefore your data processing and data export could be prohibited. That's the very delicate nature of where we are. The European Union will be looking at divergence with a hawk's eye, because their #1 priority is to make sure that the UK does not undercut, economically or in regulatory terms, the single market. Licenses and qualifications. Well, Northern Irish border situation is not just about customs or regulatory alignment, it's about things like phytosanitary transit. It's about medical devices, it's about animal feed, it's about the licenses and qualifications that are required, to export. And for the gentleman I was speaking to earlier on who was selling his services in Italy, what happens to the ability to do that if there is no mutual recognition of your qualifications as a lawyer, an accountant, etc.? Now, keep a watch on all those things because they will be critically important as from next March, and the negotiations on their final year. But right now, your contracts have to be looked solicitor the terms and conditions which deal with dispute resolution and the judicial location of the contract itself have to be looked at. So compensation requirements, consumer protection, all these specific issues could be subject to change and need to be examined right now. So there are the 5 questions vital to ask right now. So where are we? Now it's really important to take a no-deal scenario seriously. Now, this is not scaremongering, it's not even a prediction, but many a slip twixt the cup and the lip, and it will not take much politically to potentially defeat any withdrawal agreement that comes to Parliament in October and November. Why? The Labour Party's intention is to bring down the Conservative government. The way they do that is to vote against the deal that's brought in. Equally, on very significant parts of the Conservative Party, this withdrawal agreement will give us no say, as I've indicated, over the laws that will be now negotiated.